Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Vivek Yani. I'm your host. We are talking on the rewarding career series today, and like every week, we do on a topic that we believe is very interesting to talk about. Right, we've talked about a lot of topics so far, and in today's topic, we are going to be talking about key aspects to consider before switching into a financial planning career. Now, we believe this is a very important topic because a lot of people sometimes just go in blindly, and it kind of creates a lot of misconceptions in that sense. So, what we want to do is to really educate you on how you should and what you should look into when you are planning to switch to the financial planning career. And for that, I'm going to be introducing my guest. When I got introduced to this person, I actually thought he was in his early 20s because he looked so young. And when I found out, when I got connected with him, he actually said that he is a father of three, right? So he is someone who has been in the industry for many years, and he's got a very interesting story about how he switched into this career. So please put your hands together to help me welcome Jeffrey Young. Hi, Jeff.
Hello. Hi, Vivek. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Hello.
So everyone, this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, before we start, our conversation, maybe you can do a quick introduction about yourself.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey. So I have been in this finance insurance industry for 3 years. And thank you for having me here tonight. I hope that my sharing will be of value to you. Usually it does. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Vivek. Yep.
All right. So, Jeffrey, right? When we are talking about this topic, right, the first
Yep.
thing that people will ask is how long have you been in this industry? Because you are actually sharing, your experiences. So, with you being in this industry for 3 years, I think it is kind of very relevant because you've been in it for quite some time now. For you to kind of get the understand the ropes of what this career and this role is all about. So I want to ask you the first question, which is how did you actually get introduced into doing this? What was that trigger moment or that trigger event that made you think that you want to join this industry?
Okay, so there is a little bit of a backstory here on how I joined the industry. So that was more than 3 years ago because I was in the industry for 3 years. So this happened like 6 months earlier. All right. So there was this one day that I was in my daughter's preschool attending like an event. It was like a family bonding event, and just out of a sudden, my right eye. So suddenly I just couldn't see anything. It was like blindness. Okay, so I could still recall is like pitch dark. I couldn't see anything, so I got really actually worried lah. All right, so I quickly rushed down to the hospital, and I seen about 3 to 4 eye specialists because they want to confirm that what happened to me. And it was eventually they found out I think there is a tear in my retina, so it
Mm,
dropped off from the eye. They call it a retina detachment, right? So what they told me that is that I need to do a surgery. It was emergency surgery, and of course, it's going to be a major surgery. So I need to be put on general anesthesia, all right, before they can do it because they are going to go down to the back of the eye to repair the retina. Right. So having said that, I could recall I was lying down on the operating table, and it was real icy cold. Okay.
mm,
So the surgeons will just explain to you what is the procedure. Usually it's not going to be comforting. It's not comforting words. They are going to tell you what could went wrong during the surgery.
oh,
Yes. Yeah, because they need you to understand what could went wrong in the surgery, and before you sign the papers and all that. So on the table itself, I do sign some papers, just to I think it's an indemnity
Very.
indemnity letter. Yeah. All right. I know, right? So it's quite heavy. Yeah, it's quite heavy, right? So yeah. So just to continue. So eventually, of course, thank to God, thank God, it is a success. The surgery went well. But it got me really thinking very hard. Even on the operating table as well. So it got me thinking about. I thought about my family, my young kids. All right,
Mm,
and I thought about what would happen. Um, what would happen to me if I couldn't see, right? And also about how my wife is going to take care of family. Now, in terms of finances, in terms of how is she going to manage with the kids and all that. All right. So it suddenly dawned to me that I hey, I don't even know, even though I buy insurance, even though I try to be prudent in my expenses and all that, right? I don't even know, like, hey, what am I covered for? Like, is there any like protection for my family and all that per se, right? So, what happened is that after that I engaged my insurance agent, okay, and I told him about my worries and how he can, help me, maybe explain to me what coverage and all that I have. So it was a very good conversation, and from there I also realized that there could be many people, just like me, all right.
mm,
Certain times you maybe your parents have bought some policies from you, or it has been way so long that you cannot remember what you got, or maybe you haven't even think of getting protection for yourself, for your family, and all that. Right. So I actually talked to my agent that hey, maybe he can share with me more about the industry, and I wish to learn more. So I can help myself, and maybe I should explore, um, my to do something within the industry itself. Yeah. So after that, we had a few conversation, and eventually he introduced me to Victor, which is my boss, my current boss, and also to the agency. So in summary, I'm the one who raised up my hand and then say that, oh, I want to learn more about this industry, and I approach my agent for that. Yeah.
wow, what a scary but heartwarming story. So your eye is okay now, I assume, right? Everything went well. It's a happy
Ye-
ending.
Uh, it's not 100%, but because something that tear to the retina, it will not be 100%. But I would say I still can see everything
Mm.
quite well, but that is good enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow,
Yes.
wow. So,
Yeah.
as a benefactor of insurance, as someone who saw the value of insurance at that trigger moment, at that trigger event, I think that is the thing that actually made you realize that the work that that other agencies and other agents are doing is actually really meaningful work. Okay, now that has been a very huge factor in influencing you. For those of you who are listening, if you have been influenced to join, if you're already an agent, please share what was that event or what was the thing that made you want to actually join this industry. Was it something similar or was it something different? Please share in the comments. We would love to hear from you to know what was that trigger moment that made you decide that, okay, I want to pursue a career in this financial services industry, right? So, Jeffrey, coming back to you,
Yep.
were there other factors that also influence you to switch to financial planning?
Okay. So having shared my story, right? So this the importance of financial planning, I can really feel it. So this come somewhat give me like the conviction that I should do something.
Mm,
I should
mm,
do something, and I hope that I will be able to learn more and eventually to reach out to the people out there to help them. Yeah,
mm,
and
mm,
also one of the factors is that I would like to learn a new skill set. Yeah, so I was actually already thinking of switching a career.
mm, mm.
So this event actually triggered it, and it actually
uh,
kind of expedite the change.
Process. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So just to share a little bit more. So I was in we I don't know. We always use it in the corporate world. Okay,
Mm.
for about 12 years.
Wow,
All right.
12 years.
So yes, yeah. So I am in a comfortable position at a good level.
Mm.
All right. But I am really thinking of the change. Yeah. So
Mm.
this event happened, and it kind of like expedite the change. And one thing is that I found out that from my boss, in the initial stage and all that, when we talk this through, and I think this is something that you can own a career. You own it
Mm.
yourself. You can build it yourself. And I do really um, enjoy this process. All
Mm.
right,
Mm.
because it's something that I will be able to control.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of autonomy, and the thing is that I can build my own career. I know and how I can build it.
Mm. Mm.
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
these are the factors. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, there are so many things to consider when we are switching career. Like for myself, for example, when I
Mm.
think about switching career, there has to be like I have to think about stability. I have to think about society. What people think. I have to think about my own passion. Is it something that I can do? I have to think about my strengths. Typically like the
Mm.
ikigai that we talk about, right? Right. Am I making an impact? So for you, were there any similar considerations? What were those considerations that was important to you, and what do you think is important for everyone else to consider?
Yes, of course. So before the switch, I think one area that I have thought of is about the finances. All
Hmm.
right. So you see, in the corporate world, so what we'll do is every day you clock in maybe 8:30 to 6, and then at the end of the month you receive a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So as long as your you your expenses, you keep within your means, you do your savings, I think you will work out fine,
Hmm.
right? But having said that, right now I'm going to think about switching from a salary employee to a self-employed person. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is actually I would say a switch that has impact on the finances. Why do I say so? Because you see, for my case, I had I have a family,
Hmm.
3 young kids. I have a housing loan. All right. And when we do a switch, and especially we are building a business, right? Um, I have to make sure that my current finances will be able to, withstand the kind of volatility in the income. I'm not, for the starting months, or the maybe even for the first 1 or 2 years, I have the kind of expectation. Oh, I already, it takes time to build, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Am I my for my current finances, am I be able to so-called last for the initial 1 or 2 years? Okay, so
Hmm.
this is one of the thing that I have considered. Second is my family. So I believe that family support is very important. All right. So whether they support my decision in making the change, and thankfully my wife and my kids they are very supportive. All right.
Hmm.
So my helper as well, and also my in-laws. All right. And my parents. So everybody has to come together, because sometimes the family, with young kids, maybe you can understand. So we will need, right? Yeah. So having a good family support is very important. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's so good to hear that your family was supportive, and not just your immediate family, but even your extended family you mentioned was
Yep.
supportive. I
Yes.
like to ask everyone else who's tuning in, right? When you are thinking of joining this kind of a career, the financial planning career, what are some of the things that's important to you? Please share it in the comments as well, right? We want to know, is it purely finances, is it social, or is there some other things that you are also considering when you're thinking of a career in the financial planning sector? Okay, so I'm assuming that you didn't have any objections and anything from people, they didn't have any concerns, right? So what gave you the confidence to switch? Like, did you have any particular skills, or were you like kind of, I know you had a mindset that it's a long term thing, right? It's not a short term, immediately make money kind of stuff, but you know that long term it'll be a fruitful thing. So was it your skills, was it the mentor that you met, or was it the systems, or was it like the agency culture? What was it that actually gave you the confidence that this is a career that, I believe I can thrive in, not and be comfortable in? Like we mentioned in our previous live, LinkedIn live, can you be comfortable in this thing? What gave you that confidence?
Mm, okay, it comes down a few things. First, I think just now, as I mentioned, right, the family and support is very important.
Mm,
That is, for me, one of the most important factor. Okay, when your family is behind you, I think nothing much can go against you. All right.
mm,
Second, I think to have a very good mentor. All right. So when I first started out, of course, I was being introduced to Victor. All right.
mm,
So he has shared a lot of uh, his experience to me,
yeah, yeah.
provided me a lot of guidance, and I'm very grateful to that. And also later on, I met Mark, who is also in the agency, and
Mm,
he himself has also given me a lot of support and guidance.
mm,
And one person is Paul. Paul,
mm.
he is actually my agent, who is my colleague right now, who
Right.
introduced me to the industry. All right.
Nice.
So having said that, three of them, like, they are other than friends, they are also my good mentors that provide guidance. And
Mm,
really happy and really grateful to them. Yeah,
mm.
and one more thing is that I think colleagues are very important. So
Yeah.
agency itself, okay, we have a culture that if any one of us will need help, and you perhaps you have the knowledge or you have the expertise, and you will just volunteer and help the other person out. So I think
Mm.
this is very important
Yeah.
for a team, right? So you will
Absolutely.
not feel so lonely.
Exactly.
Sometimes as a in our industry, sometimes as an entrepreneur, or I would say we are trying to build something, right? Our own business, our own career.
Yeah.
Things can get very lonely.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have like-minded colleagues, be there for you is very important. So
Yeah.
for me, I think these are three of the aspects that make me actually do the switch. Yep.
Yeah, wonderful. And
Yep.
in the audience, Clarence actually says that for him, right, what is really important is the stability of income, and I think that
Mm.
is very justified, because that is the main key thing that can determine how comfortably you live, right?
Mm.
You are always comparing yourself with your peers, with the people around you, so you want to be able to also in the social aspect of things be able to match in a certain way to hit your own levels of comfort. So
Mm.
stability of income is definitely one of the key things that Clarence has mentioned. So thank you, Clarence, for sharing that. Right, and thanks, Jeffrey, for actually sharing. That this is the reality of being in this industry is we have to be very supportive of one another, and it's really great to hear that you got that support. You have that kind of you've joined the agency where there's a lot of culture where they are supportive, they help one another, and you also have the support of your family as well, right? So, and the mentor as well, a mentor who can really guide and show you the way. There are a lot of times where sometimes people just follow their friends to join because their friends are there, but
Mm.
without having the right kind of support systems to really step by step grow in that space.
Mm.
So having a mentor, having the systems, having the culture is so important for especially the people who are new to this industry, right? Okay. So that's the whole idea behind it. So Clarence also says that it's income is also to feed all the mouths that you have to feed, right? Because yes,
Definitely, yeah.
reality, right? You have a family, you have three kids to feed. You know that income is going to be one of the key concerns that you have, right?
Mm.
Survival is key, right? Okay, so coming down to the last few questions that we have, right? So for other people who are thinking of joining, right, this industry, what do you think are the important pointers for them to consider before switching into this space?
Okay, I think it depends on where your life stage is right now. Okay,
Mm,
the consideration might be different. Okay, like for me, with like Clarence mentioned, right, with mouth to feed, so finances is very huge part.
yeah.
Okay, actually, it's quite a huge part. So luckily, I do have some, savings and all that. I'm prudent, so I think I am confident to make the switch. One thing I just want to touch on is about the self awareness. I think this
Mm,
is one point that is very important that everybody must know when you decide to join any work that you like to do, or you into a
job
financial
role. Yeah.
career. Self
Yeah.
awareness. So what do I mean by that? So you must know your strengths and weaknesses very
Mm,
well. You must know what you can do and what you are weak at.
mm.
Things that you're weak at, it doesn't mean that you cannot do, right? You just need to work on it,
Yeah.
right? But you must know, for example, if you are someone who is disciplined enough, I think maybe you can tick the checkbox in joining
Mm,
this career, all right?
mm.
Because in our industry, we must be disciplined, all right?
Yes.
We're
Yes.
self-employed, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we have to be very disciplined every day. You must so-called clock in day out yourself, all right?
Yes. Yes.
If let's say you know that you are good at numbers, right? That's great, right? This industry, you need to be sensitive. If
Mm,
you are weak in numbers, it doesn't matter because you can learn. That's why I mentioned the important thing is you know your strength and weaknesses. That is very important. And with that, you are able to have the confidence to switch a career or even to join in a work that you like. Yes,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So I think self awareness is one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Mm.
you mentioned that, to help you with self-awareness, you did a personality profiling test, anagram, right? Can you share a little bit about that? How did it help you?
Oh yeah. We talked about that earlier on. Yeah. So I did the anagram. Okay.
Mm,
So that was my first time doing this. All right. I didn't do any personality test and all that. All right. So anagram actually helped to tell me that, oh, I am a type of person that I do in a certain way,
mm,
right?
mm,
And for example, I think I'll give an example that will be easier. I'm kind of person, right? Go into details, very
mm,
details. All right. If you were to ask me about, for example, what I have ate yesterday, all right, I can tell you, how I go to the hawker center, I what kind of food I order, and before I order the food, what is on my mind. This is me, all right.
wow.
So before anagram, I have no idea why I did that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so anagram tells you why you do that, what is the motivation of you behind doing this.
Mm,
All
mm,
right,
mm.
so this is just one example, so it allows you to understand yourself more.
Yeah, wow, absolutely. It really gives you it kind of explains your own behavior to you. You do it, but you don't know why you do it.
You don't know
And
why you do it. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it
So it,
explains
it
why
kind
you
of
do
like help you a little bit in knowing yourself.
it. Mm,
Where's
mm.
your strength? Where's your weakness? And why you do this thing in a certain way. Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting, and I'm glad that I took that test. It revealed a lot about me. Yeah.
Very well, very well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening, please, if you are interested in getting a personality profiling coaching session, the Enneagram test, all you need to do is scan the QR code, right, and you will be able to fill out a form, and then you will be able to get access to the test as well as a coaching session where a certified coach will actually bring you through what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and really help you explain the key behaviors and help you understand yourself better. And it not only helps you understand yourself, it also helps you understand other people as well. All right. So, with that, we are coming to an end for this conversation. Today, we talked about the key aspects to consider before switching to financial planning career. Jeffrey, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your
You're
advice,
welcome.
and wishing you all the best as well, and we hope that everyone who's been listening also has taken a lot from this conversation. All right, with that, I'm signing off. This is Vivek Yani, and we Jeffrey here. Thank you, take
Okay,
care,
thank you.
bye.